Well, give us a little teaser or a taste of this matrix and this investor DNA. Like, is it based on, like, if I come and I'm like, okay, I want something I want financial freedom within the next 5 years. I'm averse to risk. Like, what is it based on, and what are the results that people can expect?
So the way that we outline the passive income matrix to partner with that investor DNA is the investor DNA would be similar to like a personality profile. So what are the types of things that really charge you up? Which things do you kind of shy away from? And those things, then we applied and said, okay, for instance, I'm going to say, if you're familiar with like the DISC profile, I don't know if you ever taken a DISC profile. So somebody that is a super high critical thinker, they would call that like a C profile. They may not love certain aspects of the short-term rental business. Like, for instance, going out and talking to property owners and getting them to, in a sense, having to influence that conversation to allow them to use your unit for the purpose of short-term rentals. They may shy away from that. But they may really love the analyzing a deal in the land flipping space, being able to research and find this property for 25 cents on the dollar and then turn around and make an offer based on that and have a matrix to follow and like a process that's very clear. Like, those are the types of things that we held up against the different, like Russ said, the 6 different passive income matrix that we have. And then just what that does, it helps somebody say, oh, well, that's something I could get over, or that's a no deal for me, and move on to the next one.
I'll jump in there because when we do this assessment, you will realize that Joey has no details. So hence the reason he didn't really give you a lot there. So for instance, for someone who's very detail oriented, if they were looking at short-term rentals, for example, one of the things that they would like is the fact that it's systematic, that it's scalable. There's opportunity to manage and organize things. There's opportunities for efficiencies. It's very data driven, very market analytical from that standpoint, right? But as he was saying, on the opposite end of that, I would have to deal with people. Typically, an analytical may be more of an introverted person. So because of that, not naturally hospitable. You're right. My wife, you met her, she's a sweet lady, but she doesn't want you to come over and hang out all the time, right? Yeah.
Wait, she doesn't like when I come over?
Stay in our own space, but also there's uncertainty in it, right? Because it still is in its new phase. It's a very growth-oriented business. We've seen, I think 2 years ago, it was a $110 billion market. Now they're saying it's a $170 billion market, but it's still unknown, right? There's still cities that create ordinances again. There's, people, as they get into each one of these little areas, they're going to match who they were built to be, and we want to try to then match them toward that, and then allow them. Then it goes into key factors. There may be, for some people, how much money do I have to put into this? Can I put time or knowledge in there to maybe get there faster without that? And there's certain areas that will allow them to do that. And so we're trying to give them just insight that's a little bit deeper than, hey, short-term rentals, super cool. No, this is why you're going to like it, or this is why you're going to hate it.
That's so cool. I spent months and almost nearly a year like diving in and then actually trying this stuff to discover what you guys already know. And you guys are distilling down, like, here are the key things if you get into this industry that you can expect in this space, and really, working very closely with them. So that's so cool, because it took me a good amount of time and money. Didn't lose money, but it took me some time, right, to kind of get into it and learn about it. So cutting the time savings there. I am curious, what is this passive investing report? Where do I get a copy of this thing?
So we issue that every month on our podcast. So
okay,
it's an Audible report as well as we do it on YouTube, and then we in the show notes you can typically get access to the actual report itself. And we're hoping to enhance our website to have it literally on the top right corner. We're trying to be really cool, like John Lee Dumas and Pat Flynn and those guys. And so, we just had to wait till it grew a little bit before
they definitely inspired us. We met them several years ago at an event, and they were posting their passive income. And it was like, wait a second, like we are talking and teaching people how to create streams of income.
Yeah.
Why would we not start posting ours? And the first reason is because we didn't feel like it was that great, right? So the first report that we posted, it was $3,000 a month, which, by the way, for most people, that's a lot, right? But for us, we're thinking like, I don't think that's enough really to post. But it is that thing. What you track will grow, and what you track and report on will grow exponentially. And we've seen it, that we just reported on our October 2021 report, and it was a little over 67,000 for the month. And it's just exciting. And to give framework to that, because I was asked this the other day, sometimes we get into conversations, I'll say debates, not arguments, with other advisors in the world out there who, they see our brand, and of course they want to come and attack, and you haven't made it unless people are attacking you, right? So I feel like some level, that's a good thing. But, we had one of the foremost experts on retirement income on our show, Dr. Wade Pfau, and he was talking about the 4% rule, right? That's the rule at what you can take 4% off your investments every single year and have a 100% guarantee that you won't run out of money in 20 years. Well, as we were talking to him, and this has been 18 months ago or so, he said, really, it's more like 3% today because of where interest rates are. We really have had to scale that back. So to give context, if you took $67,000 a month, you took it over a year, you got to have a little over $26 million in a typical investment account to create that amount of monthly cash flow. I can promise you, we haven't put $26 million into our businesses in order to produce that.
It's only been like 25, I think. The last I checked.
So is this total that you guys show, is it for each of you, or is this like you guys invest together, or what does that look like?
Yeah,
we combine it.
It's for both of us. The total's for both of us. We break it out because we do have separate investments. So, Joey has an RV that he rents, kind of on an RV type share. I have some additional investment that I have outside of our stuff that I post on there. And then there's certain things that we've done more of individually than the other. So we typically show exactly what it is if there's individuals, and then we'll put our total together.
Nice.
Sometimes we stack the cash in Cousin Eddie, the RV, and just drive it around. But,